raise your hand, wait for a mic. Start with Winton and then Ben.
Coach, you mentioned yesterday during practice, Houston being one of the top team in the lowest turnovers in the NCAA. How does it feel, the team only had 7 turnovers today, second lowest this season?
Well, it's what we've been preaching all year and about taking care of the ball because, we lead the league in offensive rebounding, but you can't do that if you keep turning the ball over. And it's a really good win for us. I mean, Porter does such a great job with his team and really, really hard to guard defensively. And they were playing great coming in. And we knew that if we gave them a lot of opportunities off turnovers that they would make us pay because they do a great job of that. And so it was a critical thing that we've been talking about all year and hope that we can build on it.
What do you feel y'all did so well defensively tonight?
For the most part, I thought we stayed within the scouting report personnel-wise. We knew that, again, they're a very explosive team. They've proven that with so many games this year. And Felix is a guy that, our rim protection numbers are down a lot because of him being away from the basket because he's the one post guy that we know can switch and guard any player in the league out there, any guard. And but I just thought for the most part we stayed in tune with what we needed to do with our scouting report.
Is he out on the perimeter because of switches, or that's like part of y'all's game plan?
Well, so many people are playing 4 guys out, sometimes 5. I mean, they at times we worked hard yesterday at playing against 5 guards because they've done that. I mean, Porter, he knows what he's doing, and he's kept searching like we all have this year to put together whatever it's going to take to win a basketball game in this league. And so when teams are spread like that, it's going to bring Felix away from the basket, and like I said, we think that he can guard anybody out there.
Grant,
What makes Jacoby effective stealing the basketball?
I thought he was just mentally, it slowed down. A lot of things slowed down for him. I've seen that happen with Nate over the last couple of weeks, but for Jacoby, seeing it, I think he's seeing the game the way that he needs to see it. And defensively, he does have great instincts and he's quick. You guys see, if he's that quick on offense, he should be that quick on defense. And he's getting himself in the right position, which is obviously important. But what he did with his, I think he was 8 assists, 1 turnover, 8 steals. I mean, that's you get your point guard playing at that. And, some too, Bishop's now at the point where he can take him off the ball. Nate's handling the ball a little bit more in transition after a missed shot. I think all that allow him to get off the ball a little bit helps him, but I just thought he was, from what we wanted to get done offensively when he was out front leading the charge, I thought he knew exactly what he was looking for and found it.
It's maybe a bit oversimplistic, but what's kept y'all or what keeps y'all from taking care of the ball the way you're looking at?
I think our guys play really hard defensively, and that's just flat out sheer effort, determination. And it's just like you got the gas down and you're just like fighting through screens. Then once you get the ball back, and you've got to slow down. You've got to see it. You can't play it that's where I think Bishop has gotten better, and he still has to get better. Where you can't play with that same mindset on the offensive end. And it's like I've told him before. There's times when you're on the interstate, that's defense where you just got to go. You got to get it done, whatever you need to do. On the offensive end, it's like driving in a city. You got to, and every game's different. I mean, we have to start every game trying to figure out, how they're going to play ball screens, how they're going to play Jacoby, how they're going to play Nate, what are they going to do in our against our break? Are they going to be in a drop coverage there? They're going to do a lot of switching. All that goes on within a game. Really the answer to Jacoby, that's where I think he's gotten better and better, recognizing those type things. I thought he was aware they went zone, and I thought had command there, but tonight he guarding these guys. I mean, Nigel Pack's a hard guy to guard, and he got his numbers, but I thought Jacoby worked and really, other than one time where I don't know if he tripped or if he was trying to get a steal where we freed him up and he hit one at the top of the key. I don't know what happened. He got himself out of the play, and Amari, I think, tried to help, but we got confused there. Those are spontaneous plays that we'd like to think we can fix it, but we didn't.
There's a sequence there where it got close in the second half where Nate made a lot of really critical passes. Was that intentional for him passing the ball, or is that just him seeing the game and noticing the way that the defense is set up for him to set up other guys?
That is him seeing the game in a totally different way than he did a month ago. I mean, it started at Florida, where it started, but he is seeing the court, and he's an all-everything player. I mean, he can play anywhere on the court. I thought the play with he and Dwayne Brown, Nate saw it. Nate saw it from the beginning, and Dwayne's a really good passer. The one he dunked, where he is starting to talk and tell guys things that are going on. He is really starting to recognize when guys are trying to, screen, switch, whatever it may be, where he's really starting to learn how to read defenses. And he's not fighting it. He's just kind of going with it. And he had a couple of really good plays tonight when they guarded the ball screen. We popped and he chased it and put it back. Those kind of plays where he's just seeing the game at a totally different level.
How good of a passer is
He can best passer on our team. I mean, he's a guy. If you go back and look, I've told the guys that not only is he a guy that he'll cut, but he is a great passer. We love putting him in ball screens because he can get up over people, and he's a willing passer. We like him with the ball in his hand, even at the end of the game, and that puts Jacoby off the ball where they have a hard time leaving him. And if they can get an angle, get downhill, get to a spot, and if our post guys get off of it, get behind the defender, he'll make the right read.
Paige, Sam, John. That's it.
Coach, when Oklahoma started to claw their way back, what did you appreciate most about the team's body language, specifically with Jacoby, initiating the huddles, or even JP being a vocal voice tonight?
Well, again, give them credit. They came out and they driving the ball. They want to put us. They want to get to the line quick, and they did. And at one time it was, and they were driving the ball, and we were settling for some jump shots. But Nate again in the timeout one time, he said, "Hey, we got this lead by playing defense," and we started fouling them, putting them on the line. What were they at the free throw line? They ended up. But the second half, that's what they were doing. They were just driving the ball at us, getting fouled. And I thought we settled back down and did a better job of staying in front of them, not fouling, not bailing them out. And then we started driving the ball. So, okay, they're gonna go at it. We're gonna go at it. And these officials in our league are really good. And all you want are light calls, and they were consistent with that.
Coach, or in the back, are you ever aware of your players' career highs or anything? Did you know that Nate was at 29 and 1 point away from 30 points, or are you ever aware of that?
No, until I was getting him out of the game with a minute to go, and Bishop asked me to leave him in. And I would not normally do that, but I did it out of their respect for Nate, because the game was over at that point in time, and my thought is to get him out. But Bishop said, "Coach, come on, let him try to get it," and so we gave him the chance. But that I was getting ready to take him out.
You subbed Felix in for Jalen about midway through the second half. How proud are you of what he gave you tonight? Do you feel like he turned a corner, Felix, tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we told him it's about doing your job. Simply do your job, and when he screens and gets behind that, he's as good a lob threat as there is in the country, and if he'll get there, those guys will do it. But he did. He rebounded. He went back to doing that, and again, I wish we could keep him down there to protect the rim more. He actually had a couple really good defensive plays. He did, where he did impact around the rim tonight. He blocked a shot and did some good things. Stayed down. And he can be that. He can be that every night. He really can. I thought one of the most impressive things on the stat sheet was that Maury Evans didn't score a point, but he was in the game. He was a plus 20. I thought he did a lot of good things for a freshman. You watch him continue to come into his own. He went through a period where he was playing well, then got away from his role. But really worked hard back in practice to earn his way back in there, and he made the most of it tonight.
Trevor West, Caleb.
Jacoby said that the team was more communicative tonight, and that's what helped them build a lead back there late. Is this what you envisioned the player-led voicing could lead to?
Well, I envisioned it back in December. It's now February. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's what we envisioned, but it's taken us longer than we thought. And we've had, like every team, we've had to work through situations. You go back to JP, you know, he was hurt and worked his way back in. You know, he's out again, and it all works out for some reason. You know, I think that if guys stay together as a team, but when they start seeing it and coaching and start saying to me, Coach, do this or do that, most of the time I'm going to listen to them, because when they're that locked in, they're out there playing, and I'm watching it, and but they're playing. They see it, and when they start communicating with each other to play, like Nate and Dwayne Brown set that up. I'd like to make it a play, but if I tried to make it a play, it wouldn't work. But just those unscripted, instinctive plays that when you got guys that can play, they see it and they talk, you love it.
You've said a few times that Nate really, around that Florida game, seemed to kind of get going at a different level. No, expectations can be difficult for young guys, but would you have thought going into the season that would be about the time he could kind of take things to another level?
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, I told, talking to the TV people today at Shoot-Around, Nathan Mint's been great all year. I mean, you go back, I mean, the first couple of weeks, I mean, he was rookie of the, or freshman, whatever you call that award, 4 or 5 times early. He's never been bad. I think that, again, I don't read the social media stuff, and I told him the time we had to talk, I said, I don't know if you are or not, but you just got to lock in and let things go. And I think he put a lot of self-pressure on himself, because he's a perfectionist. I mean, he wants to play the game at a high level. He has high expectations, but from a physicality standpoint, I knew it would take him up to same thing happened to Kevin Durant. Exact same thing. He hit January, and the first couple games, and I can tell you, as I could close my eyes right now, we were playing Texas Tech, and he went out there, and I remember Coach Knight shook my hand at the end of the game. He said, "Man, that guy's got it." And that was his big. I mean, he had some good games like that, but that he took off from that point. And they figure it out that it is more physical than they thought. As physical as we try to make it, without obviously getting somebody hurt in practice. They got to go through it. They've got to go through it. And I wouldn't trade Nate for anybody, because he's come in here and has done everything and more. And I told him that before the Florida game. I said, "Come on, man, you got nothing to hold your head down about. Just let's go. It's go time right now. You know, getting to the top of the mountain now. The altitude's getting thin, and we're going to, you know, the strong survive. And it's time to go. It's time to go." And he's embraced it, and he'll expect more. You know, he'll expect more.
How important is it for Jacoby to defend the way he did tonight, every night, the rest of the way? And how can he make tonight a consistent production?
Well, I think it shows him what we've been trying to tell him. He's a complete player. If he wants to be, you know, handling the ball, you know, knowing when to shoot the ball, knowing when to get his teammates, knowing what teammates to get involved at what time, all that. I mean, and again, Jacoby's never been put in a situation like this where he's probably the #1 target. Every night, he and Nate, you know, they got big bullseyes on their back every single night. They're the 2 guys that they're going to start their scout report about every night. We do the same thing with the other team, and they're doing the same thing with us. And we actually, back, I think I told you guys, we put together a scout report about ourselves in the middle of the year. We always do that, and we'll do it again sometime later on down the road here. So here's what they're saying about you. You better get ready and embrace it, because and Jacoby, he's been better in practice, trying to. Some days I told him the other day, I said, I don't want you to shoot any shots. I want you to run this team. And I told guys to really guard him where he's wasn't open. I said, I want to see you do it. And he did a great job this week doing it, and he carried it over tonight.
Do a few more, Gabe, win.
You think some of the pressure that Nate puts on himself has to do with the other freshmen in his class? And if so, how does he view himself in those ranks?
I don't think so. I know Nate has grown up playing against those guys. He's played against all of them. He knows them. I think they all have a great respect for each other. I think that they're going to be playing against each other for a long time. But I think Nate's pressure that he was putting on himself is just internal pressure, where he has such high demands, expectations for himself. He knew it was going to be hard. You know, we talked about it, but he didn't know it was going to be this hard. He didn't. I mean, and again, I've said it. He's never been a guy that chased guards around the court. He's never been guarded by a lot of 6', 6'2" guys that are big, strong, trying to get under him. I mean, there's so many things that he's gone through this year for the first time, and he's obviously adjusted and he's getting better. And I would tell him tomorrow he's got to get better. He's not where he needs to be. He's just getting started in this game, and he's got to get better.
Wait, Mike Ryan, that's it.
Is there an update on JP, and how do you feel Jalen and Williams would have filled that role?
Well, I know based on what they should, Chad told me, the X-rays and all that didn't show anything, but he's got soreness there. He knows his body better than anybody, and it'll be based on what he feels. I mean, but we knew we were going to hold him tonight. And what was your other question?
How did Jalen and Dwayne sort of fill that role?
I thought they were good. Jalen got frustrated. You know, he wasn't making his free throws, and he lost. He lost his way a little bit. He should have been kicking the ball out. We tell him that. But he's competitive. He's competitive, but some of those shots he can't shoot. We're not throwing up hope shots, and we want to get fouled. So you give him credit for getting fouled. I mean that's an important stat, but you'd at least like to come away with 1 point on that possession. And Jalen's gotten so much better defensively, and that we wanted him to do that. We want him to understand he can impact a game other ways than scoring the ball. He doesn't have to score it every time he gets it, but he's gotten so much better with his defense.
Mike.
Okay, 2 for you. When did the soreness start for JP?
I mean, what?
When did the soreness start for JP?
Well, I'm upset with him. We tell those guys we don't care if it's a little sore. I think it had been a sore and he didn't tell anybody because I think he's wants to play so badly, and it was probably there before he let Chad know it, and so you'd have to ask him exactly, but I think it was sore before he let us know it, because he wants to really help his team and his teammates, but he can't do that. I mean he's had that problem with that foot, and that's something that you can't mess around with.
And how much more is out there for Felix offensively?
Well, I think if he understands good shots, not throwing up hope shots, getting his balance. You can't score the ball in there without balance. You got to have lower body balance. It starts on the floor. It starts with catching the ball, showing his hands, and getting the ball where he wants it. And if not, playing out and then playing back in with it.
Last one.
You kind of touched on it with JP. Is there any additional concern with it being the foot that was?
Oh yeah. I don't think there's any question. It's a concern for him. I mean, feet problems are hard to get right, but based on where the screw was placed and all that, again, I probably shouldn't be talking about it because Chad knows it, but I don't think that's a problem where the surgery itself. It's just some soreness has set in, and we just got to get it quietened down.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you.